Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 1 of this Hockey Legacy Manager 24 Pittsburgh Penguins career mode here on my channel. Today we are going to be getting into what was really just a landslide of a vote. You guys absolutely just voted for this option out of everything, so we're going to be doing it today. And this series is going to be a Pittsburgh Penguins post-Sidney Crosby rebuild. Of course, we're going to start off by playing through the remainder of Sid's career. I'm realizing my camera's a little bit crooked. There we go. Okay, so we're going to end up playing through the end of Sid's career. We're going to go through and retire his number, of course. That is kind of the main goal here. But we're starting a career with Pittsburgh today. So yeah, you can see we're playing on the actual mouse and keyboard. A little bit of a different setup, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Quite a few of you asked for this game, for us to actually play this game as far as Hockey Legacy Manager goes. If you want to see all my settings, leave that in the comments below. I might actually make a full video just on that because there's tons of settings in here. But as far as development goes, we're playing on fairly high development. We might crank that down if it gets too ridiculous, but I usually find it somewhat okay. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to go over and talk about with this career mode here is the fact that we don't have a whole lot of assets apart from our top guys like Crosby, Getzel, Carlson. Like, we have a very old core here in Pittsburgh, and that was one of the things that got talked about a lot when this team was first kind of getting assembled, when the Carlson trade happened, when the Penguins missed the playoffs last year. All of those things kind of just combined and compiled into the situation Pittsburgh's currently in, where Kyle Dubas is actually in. The Penguins are on a very strict and limited time frame. Crosby's still one of the best players in the league. We all know this. That was not what I meant to do as far as clicking on that. I meant to click like this, and the fact that, yeah, Sid's still a genuinely top-end offensive player in the league, and that he's, hopefully going to finish off his career with Pittsburgh and, finding some success there. But at the same time, with the Penguins, we're going to look at this as far as just going, okay, we've traded away more than enough assets at this point. We don't even have our first-round pick for this upcoming draft. We have a second-rounder, and then that's, we have a second, fourth, and then fourth through seventh. We have no picks, pretty much, for this upcoming draft. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can trade away an asset or two if, somebody's not playing well, or if Jake Getzel ends up on the block. I think that would actually genuinely be an idea. I don't think we're going to be trading away a guy like Brian Rust. And I don't know, do you guys think we should actually trade away Jake Getzel? We might wait until the draft to actually do that. But there's options. There's tons of different things we can do with this series, and I need you guys to let me know what you want to see out of this series in the comments below, because it's just going to be interesting. But then again, a lot of you voted for this option too, so I want to see what you guys have to say. Of course, the prospect pool isn't brutal, but it's not great either. We have some decent players, but we have a lot of less than okay players is how I would describe them. So I think we're just going to kind of start getting into it. We're going to start simulating. We'll go to the lineup, obviously, and the lineup is very good overall. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to put Malkin second line center. We'll go Brian Rust probably up on the top line. I think that probably makes the most sense. And then maybe put Johnson in, but apart from that, I don't see us really making too many other changes. Honestly, Pittsburgh doesn't have that bad a team. It's nothing special, but it's not bad. There are some very decent players in Pittsburgh still, so it's really just a matter of, this team might actually be winning the first year. We'll see what happens, but you never know. Also, I don't even remember. If somebody can fill me in on how Dylan Hamaliuk ended up on Pittsburgh, that would be great, because I remember him being on San Jose the last time I checked. But he's an ex-Kelowna Rocket. I'm from Kelowna, if you guys don't know that, so I get to see more Rockets players than any other kind of WHL team, obviously. Although I did get to see Connor Bedard a couple years ago, and that was pretty cool. But, he he's in the show now, and he's a premium player in the show. So, all right. As far as defense goes, I don't think we're going to keep Letang and Carlson together, as much sense as that might make. I think we're going to go like that instead. I think that probably makes more sense. Yeah, okay. And then, of course, Tristan Jarry, Alex Nedeljkovic. Is it Nedeljkovic? It's Nedeljkovic. I say Nedeljkovic sometimes, which is wrong. Nedeljkovic is our backup, which is actually pretty solid. And yeah, no, this team's not bad overall. It's really just, again, our roster moves, like our current situation of being right along the cap is a little dicey at times. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know why. Is Erik Karlsson on full contract? That's why that doesn't work. Yeah, that makes sense. But you know what? Penguins are going all in. So we're going to kind of stick to that in real life as far as trying to win. Of course, we can't go out and sign a guy like Ty Smith, so maybe that's where we kind of trade an asset and see what we can do. Because, yeah, right now he's one of the many players that we have restricted as far as a free agent goes. Maybe we could move a defenseman, though, too, because, you know, he's not big. But he's 82 overall. Which of our defensemen would make the most sense? Ryan Graves is at $4.5 million, yes, for the next 6 years. But Marcus Pettersson's actually drafted by the Penguins. No, he's not. Why did I think he was drafted by the Penguins? But he's been a long time Pen. What is that, 5 years? Yeah, so I don't know if he's a guy that we necessarily trade either. Let's explore trades for those two guys, because regardless of what happens, we could actually go move Matthew Joseph up, and then Pierre-Olivier Joseph, my goodness, messing up my names left, right, and center here, but we could move Pierre-Olivier Joseph up, and then we could put Ty Smith bottom pairing, potentially, and he might move up the lineup once we get him a contract, but let's just do that right away and go and explore what is a potential trade offer for one of these two. So I think Graves is definitely the number one option, even though I know he just got signed. We could get a second rounder for him, that's about it. That's not great. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. What's Ty Smith's value? Nobody wants him because he's not signed. And then Pettersson would only get us a second as well. Okay, out of those picks, I mean, really, a San Jose second is really just a late first, which is hopefully where we're going to be anyways. Is there a San Jose second in here? Most definitely not. Do we take Florida or Boston's picks from neither of those teams? We could. I don't want to, but we could. Also, how much does Ty Smith want? Well, of course I don't have enough cap space, but I want to see 2 years at 2.1. Yeah, okay, that's doable. That's definitely doable. Okay, so let's go for a Ryan Graves trade. And we will ship him off to... Actually... No, you know what? For only 2 years less, and really top 4, top 6 isn't going to matter here in the next little bit anyways. No, it isn't going to matter because we're still on. Yeah, no, we're going to do... I'm kind of feeling Boston not doing quite as well. So we're going to trade Ryan Graves to Anaheim for a second-round pick. I know this is a bit of a lame trade. You guys are all probably looking at me like, what is this guy doing? We're clearing up cap space so we can sign Ty Smith, because we have no cap space otherwise. And oh boy, apparently we still have no cap space, so that might have just been a bust of a trade. Okay, so what we might do here instead is go and sign a restricted or just a free agent defenseman, and then go from there, because we could sign a guy like Nudivara for essentially nothing for the next 2 seasons. He's a good defenseman as well. We know this already. He's a 2AD. Oh, he's injured. Okay, so we're not going to go with Nudivara. Instead, we'll maybe go Ryan. Is Ryan Murray injured too? No, he's not. Yeah, okay, screw it. Let's go Ryan Murray. Out of all players, yeah. We could go Teddy Bluger, which would be cool, but he's also 29 already. I can't believe how old he is. Okay, so anyways, I'm totally just sitting here not blanking, but trying to figure out what we want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign Ryan Murray to a 2-year deal at $1.4 million. Good, done, easy. And then we're going to go and trade Ty Smith for more picks, because again, if these assets are just going to sit here and we're not going to do anything with them, what's the point of letting them sit here? So yes, Ty Smith is only 23. He's not old, but he's not particularly overly young either. But I want a 2nd round pick at least. We could get Buffalo's pick from him. Yeah, okay, that could be worth it. Nashville's 2nd and 6th this year. That might not be bad. San Jose's 2nd straight up. You know what? We're going to do San Jose's 2nd straight up, because I'm hoping San Jose's just horrendous this year. So let's do that. Boom. Easy peasy trade again. And yeah, I mean, we got our trade history here, so you can see all the trades we make. We don't have to keep track of it and do all this stuff. So with that in mind, our defense will look a little bit weaker just momentarily until we advance one day. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And Ryan Murray should sign with us. I don't see why he wouldn't. Wow, that was slow. Okay. And beautiful. Alright, so with that slight change to the lineup, Murray will slot in on that bottom pair with Chad Ruedel. And I think we are ready to go here. So let's get to this. We're going to start simulating through if we need to blow up the team mid-season because they're doing bad. Cool, we can do that. If we are winning, then cool, we're just going to sit back and hopefully keep winning, because I'm not trading away assets anymore as far as taking the Kyle Dubas kind of standpoint, and we're just going to sit here and simulate through and click through minimal amounts of menu. So let's see how the preseason goes. And excuse me, World Cup of Hockey goes to the USA this year. And wow. Sid injury first. Wow. Yeesh. 2 injuries in preseason. That's great. Reinhardt and Luosterainen, honestly, almost not a bad deal, but we don't have the money to sign Reinhardt long term. And Luosterainen's only a top 9. Yeah, it'd be 3 picks, but not for Getzel. No. We need more than that. We need firsts. Come on. Come on now. Okay, so we get Marcus Pettersson back, starting off the season sim here. Slap a best lines on that, lock it up, and then Sid's going to be out for a while still, 37 more days. Let's move Malkin up, move everybody up, because yikes. And yeah, great start to the season, 3-0-2. We haven't actually technically lost a game in regulation yet, and then we immediately lose to Tampa Bay. Dylan Hamaliuk gets a 7-month back injury. Wow. And we also lost 12-1 to the Bruins. How about that? Okay. We'll continue simulating on. Looks like Erik Karlsson's just going to dominate the league this year. He's got 14 points already. And, I mean, let's keep it going. That's actually almost not a bad deal either. Mainly because Shea Theodore is an elite defenseman, but he's 28. It's really not... It's not a difference. They're like in the same draft here pretty much. All of these guys, I want younger assets. That's the thing. Alright, so we lose Raquel as well to an injury, and we finally get our good old Captain Sid back here. what we wanted. Let's maybe go like that. Yeah. And Sid the Beauty, he's back on the first line with Gensel. And Rust, of course. Those guys have obviously been struggling because our team really has not been set up for a power play yet. So, yeah, hopefully this looks a little bit better now. Alright. That honestly does look better. So, let's see if we can keep... Wow, we just immediately lose 2 more games to end off that month when Sid gets back. And we're down to 19th place now. So, I think if we hit the end of January and we are out of a playoff spot, then we're blowing it up. But if we are even like 1 spot off from a playoff spot, then we'll keep it together. Because, yeah, I just... we're not moving Letang. We're not moving Malkin. We're not moving Crosby. I really don't honestly want to move Rust or Gensel either, but I think those guys are a little bit more easily expendable for this team. I mean, I love Brian Rust as a pen as well. Such a solid player. But I just don't know. And then, like, Tristan Jarry, too, is one of those guys where it's like, I don't want to move him. He is a Pittsburgh Penguin for life in my book, but we might see a trade with that 5 by 5.3. Like, we might. It might happen. So, I mean, I want your guys' input if we keep the whole point of the series. It is a Pens rebuild, so we're either just going to be mediocre for like 5 years, or we're going to blow it up. Sid's going to retire before we blow it up, and then we're going to just like suck, like really bad, bottom of the league, lottery top 5 pick every single year kind of suck for like 3 to 5 seasons. And then the whole team will be like best prospect pool in the league kind of thing, as long as we draft decent. But all right, continuing on here, we get the exact same offer. That's not happening. And all right, we're losing another guy there in Riley Smith. Okay, we've got some World Junior players in Owen Pickering and Emil Yarventi. All right, Jeff Carter is now healthy. Beautiful. I guess Braden Yeager was playing there for a hot minute, which is all good with me. I was like, what is going on with our lineup? But no, that makes sense that Carter kind of swapped up there. Stat-wise, Sid's just under a point per game right now, which isn't very Crosby-like. Defensively, Erik Karlsson's got 43 points, probably leading the team more than likely, which he is indeed, and we're in 10th place, so we're not actually doing that bad. We are definitely in a playoff spot, second in our division. I am just interested as far as where have the Bruins ended up. They're top of their division. But then again, it was Bruins or what, Panthers? Oh, Panthers would have been the pick. Ooh, okay. As far as second round picks go, at least anyways. But then again, we also have San Jose's pick, and they're like bottom 3 in the league, probably. Exactly. All right, so that second round pick's really just a late first, which is awesome. So let's continue on. And, we're the Penguins, right? We're going to probably try to slap a deal together that sees, or not slap a deal together, but we're going to try to draft a player that makes our second round pick look like a first. So, all right, there's our best lines finally back together. Took a hot minute to kind of get there. But I think we're rocking and rolling again here. Ketzel's a left-handed shot, is he not? Yeah, he is. So, why is Malkin not? Okay, that might help a little bit. Okay. So back to the sim, and again, we're going up to the end of January. We're in a good spot right now. We just gotta stay on track. We're actually moving up to, wow, we were top 5 in the league there for a little while, which is more than I expected from this team. But then again, Sid is that good, and we know that, so. All right, Letang's back. Beautiful. Slap him back into the lineup. Get that all locked up, and bada bing, bada boom. Back to the calendar. Actually, just before we jump back to the calendar, I'm going to look at extensions. We do have the money to potentially sign Jake Guentzel to long term. And if we do that, if we sign Guentzel for the next 6 years or 7 years, honestly, I think we'd only sign him for 3. Nope, we'd sign him for at least 4 years. Because he wants 7 years, which is absurd to me. Because he's not going to be good for 7 more years. He's going to be good for 4, maybe 5. If we go 5, then I'm looking at like a $8 million deal. Maybe a little bit more than that. 8.2. Ugh. 8.4. That's no discount. We probably will end up signing him to that unless we get a fabulous trade offer, which we might. We might get a fabulous trade offer, but at the moment, not looking super great as far as us getting that. Ooh, Ivan Demidov up 11 spots. Wow, that's pretty insane. As far as like late first rounders go, I mean, I love Emil Vinny. I don't think that's going to happen. I would love Ivan Drago. Would be a very solid defenseman. I don't know how good this Tim Erickson guy is. We're going to have to just wait and see on some of this because, again, I'm not certain as to how good or bad certain prospects are going to be. Some of them I'm like, yeah, I know this guy's going to be good, and we're going to do everything we can to try and get him kind of thing. But, yeah, a lot of them are still kind of up in the air type prospects where we're just kind of taking a wild shot and a wild guess at them. And, like, hoping and praying that we get a good prospect because, really, my scouting is not... You can't properly scout in this game. You can auto-assign, you can hope that your staff develops, but that's about it, which adds to the kind of spontaneity of the draft. So, as we continue on here, we're going to look to sit and just simulate because it's saving. Hey, Chihuahua. So, as we continue simulating on, we get, whoa. Whoa. $8.4 million. 2 first, 2 seconds. Florida's not good this year. They might not have the money to sign Sam Reinhart. I almost want Calgary's second round, but I know Calgary's pick is in Montreal because of the Sean Monahan trade. I might accept this. That was the trade we were looking for. That was it. Like, this is it. Top 3 protected Florida pick. Otherwise, you get Calgary's first the next year. Or 2024 Calgary pick and... Calgary's, okay, contenders. They're, 30, 16, and 8. Good record, decent record, but it's first this year, which we don't have. And there are some prospects in that kind of mid to late first round that I'm like, I wish we could get those guys, but we can't. But we might be able to now. And, like, how good has Guentzel really been? He's been okay. He's actually having one of his worst seasons on record since his rookie year, and even his rookie year was better. Yeah, you know what? Jake Guentzel, trade him at a low point in his career for that much of a package. You know what? We're going to attempt, at least, to make all of those picks count, guys. I know some of you would probably be like, oh, well, it's not the best deal. I'm going to try to tack like another second on here probably because I am still a negotiator at heart. And... yeah, see, they don't have their first next year, so they're trading us like their next 2 kind of options of firsts. Give me that second as well. We'll call it a deal. Yes? We'll take it. We will take it. 5 picks for Jake Guentzel. Done. And they're all in the first 2 rounds, so I can't complain. I cannot complain about that trade at all. If you guys complain about that trade... I know that the Pittsburgh Penguins as far as a fan base, as far as an organization, all the Pens fans are going to come at me in the comments for that trade. Yeah, are you really going to get a better offer for Jake Guentzel than 5 picks in the first 2 rounds over the next 3 drafts? No, you're not. Probably not. You're going to get a top prospect and a first. Maybe 2 prospects. Or like a prospect, like a mid, like not top prospect, but like a decent prospect, a first round pick, and then an NHL caliber player. Like that's really what the Jake Guentzel package is probably going to be in real life. So because that's just a little bit, it's not unrealistic, but it's because that's just more so where that deal looks like it's going to go. What do you really want me to do? I think that's about as good of a deal as we could have gotten. Let me know what you think though about that last trade we just made in the comments below, and if trading Jake Guentzel at this point in the Pens run is actually out of the best interests of the team. I think in the long term, absolutely it is. As far as in terms of staying competitive, probably not. Our offense went down by 1 rating. But are we really making it past the first round this year? We're qualifying for playoffs. Absolutely we are. But we just got 5 picks for Jake Guentzel, and I'm not going to complain. Where are we slapping Hinostroza? I think we're slapping Hinostroza right there. Yep, that is definitely where I want him. Now let's go Achari down. Nieto up. Beautiful, that'll work. I gotta kind of like double click everything I've noticed in this game. Sometimes it just doesn't like click right away. So as we continue on here, we lose Crosby for another 2 weeks. That's going to hurt our 5th place position. Apparently not, as we're now into the 3rd best record in the league, as you can see down here on the position. All right, we didn't miss Sid at all, apparently. I mean, that's concerning because you would think that, you know, Crosby's kind of your top guy. But, I mean, we didn't, like, life goes on. Apparently we didn't skip a beat without Crosby currently, anyways, in this roster. All right, so continuing on. Are we going to slide up to higher than 3rd? Probably not. We bump down 1 to 3rd. Ooh, that's an interesting trade, too. Riley Smith, who's, you know, been pretty good this year as far as, well, how good has he been? 37 and 56, not bad. In exchange for Tarasenko, no. As much as I would love to see Tarasenko with Crosby, we just traded away Guentzel for picks, and yeah, we're not doing that. Sorry. Just not quite happening. Ooh, what? We just got offered Anze Kopitar? How does $10 million work on this roster? I suppose we did just trade away Guentzel, so that's why we're actually getting all these deals and offers, but I'm not trading a first. If anything, you're going to give me a player that's like not, what's the word? If anything, you're giving me a player like Patty Kane that's not super high value, but isn't low value either. Yeah, we almost have the money to do that, but it's Patty Kane's on the Flyers, so we're never going to really make that trade. David Perron's going to cost us a freaking arm and a leg. Owen Pickering's not developing very well. He was 73 when we started this. He's grown, like 1. Oh, he had a concussion, that's why. He's grown 1 overall. That's great. Braden Yeager, on the other hand, has grown 4 overall since we just got him in. Yeah, I can't complain about that. Such Koski to Calgary first, not happening. Nope. And definitely nope. Wow, these are all just kind of blah trades. Okay. All right, so I don't really see us getting too much of a, what do you call it? Making too much of a move. I don't really want Matt Roy. Yeah, no. I'm going to pass. As far as Trade Finder goes, wow, we are injured right now. 6 injuries? That's crazy. Blomqvist is coming along fairly nicely as far as our prospects go. Can't complain about that one. Deliberatore? Is that how you say his name? Deliberatore? Deliberatore. Yeah, that is an interesting name. Peter Deliberatore. He's looking okay, actually, as a prospect. So, yeah, I mean, our prospect pool isn't really the worst ever. It definitely could be worse. But it's nowhere near the top of the league either. Like, here, I want to show you guys this. Okay, so we're not making a trade at the deadline because we made our big Jake Getzel move already. But I do want to show you this just as far as the ranking screen goes, because as far as trade power goes, we're probably middle of the pack, somewhere around there. Yeah, we're literally 17th. Makes sense. Bunch of teams down there as well that just don't have a ton of value but do have good teams, versus the rebuilding teams have all the hot prospects, apart from like Colorado, New York, and of course Edmonton because they got franchise players. Top prospects, again, not really surprising as far as who's where. Zach Benson, probably a little low rated considering it's in the NHL, but how about prospect pools, guys? Because we're going to be bottom 3, I bet. No, we're actually not that bad. We're actually bottom 3rd of the league, but not that bad. You know what? I will take 20th place, considering that all these other teams I thought would probably, a lot of these teams I thought would be ahead of us, like at least probably Vancouver I thought would be ahead of us. Washington would be ahead of us, you would think. But apparently not. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take wherever the game wants to rank us, because that could have been a lot worse. Okay. So, we're getting through the sim. We're actually making pretty good progress here. We might even be able to get to some playoff action. Pickering's healthy again. That's good. All right. We continue our winning ways. We're 41, 18, and 12. I really don't think we're moving up past 3rd place, but 3rd place is a great spot to be. We're top of our division. Whew. Okay. And Pittsburgh just rolls through the season. That was, wow, we just gelled way better than I thought we were going to as a team. Did Crosby have a crazy stat? Oh yeah, he got up over a point per game in just 53 games as well. That is pretty insane. I did not think he was going to be that. I mean, I knew he was going to be close to that good, but like, he's 36, man. He's not supposed to be this good still. He's not human. That's for sure. So, to finish off the calendar year here, we're not quite done March, and then we got a couple games in April. And we beat the Sabres, and then we got our last couple games here, Dallas and Washington. We win one, lose one. Finished with 112 points, finished 3rd place in the league. Erik Karlsson has 87 points, 27 goals, 60 assists, because you can see the 60 there. So let's go take a look at the team standings here and just see how good the rest of the league was. Who is better than us? Oh my god, Boston has a 126 point season, and then the Oilers have 116, so I can't complain. We finished behind 2 monstrous teams. We didn't quite break 50 wins. That's all good with me. We were only plus 27 on the year, but we managed to win 49 games. We must have gotten blown out in some games, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, 12-1 in Boston kind of proved that. And as far as our development here for the team goes, Pierre-Olivier Joseph has gone up 1, Samuel Poulin 2, a bunch of 4s down here, not actually that bad. We'll take those all day. And then a bunch of like 2s and 3s, and a 5 there in Dylan Hamaliuk, which is, don't ask me how, but apparently it's good. Sid loses 1 rating to injury, which makes sense. And do we have any prospect potential overalls in here yet? No, we do not, but the draft kind of is starting to shape up, which is nice. Very interested in a guy like Franzig Nygaard. He would be a nice piece to potentially get. I mean, obviously a Consta Helenius or somebody like that would be awesome if they fell, but there is actually a decent amount of draft variation in this game, which is awesome because most games don't have that. It's like you're ranked here, you vary by maximum 2 spots. No, like players can vary by like 25, 30 spots and fall in the draft big time, which is so much more realistic than a lot of games kind of can do. So, with that being said, let's just summarize the scoring leader, summarize our player stats, see where everybody finished. 87 points isn't high, but 28th in the league is not bad either. Sid was 1.11 points per game, had the highest points percentage out of anybody, finished with 62 points in just 56 games. That is awesome to see. And as far as the entire overall league goes, I would say Connor McDavid's got to be at the top. Like, well, Boston, maybe Pasternak? Yeah, Pasternak, 140. Oh, man. 140 points for David Pasternak. That is insane. I was going to say maybe Colorado too, like McKinnon, Rantanen. Yeah, those guys are up there, but wow. Hey, how about Nazem Kadri? Shout out to him, 97-point season. That's crazy. Elias Lindholm stayed put in Calgary, which is cool to see as well. 105 points. And Ovi scores 46 and 102 points. That's sweet. As far as if you go points per game, like I'm pretty sure Sid's gonna end up slotted right in here. Oh, maybe not. There are actually quite a few guys. Like Jack Hughes only had 64 points, but he was 1.2 points per game. That's tough. It's definitely tough. Jonathan Huberdeau, 1.39, but he got injured. That stinks because Huberdeau, wow, just really had a year there. So, we do indeed have the Flames pick. That is definitely something we should kind of be focusing on here as well, as far as where do these other picks land? Because, yeah, we have Calgary's picks for first and second? Something along those lines. We've got, wow, look at all the seconds we've acquired. That's actually pretty impressive. We got Boston, San Jose, and Calgary. Okay. Of course, Calgary's first. We don't really need a third when you got that many seconds. And, I mean, yeah, then either Florida or Calgary and double Calgary. We'll take it. It's not great, but I do wonder, where did the Flames finish? Just made the playoffs. Okay, so that's cool. So their pick won't be in the lottery. All good with me. We still managed to turn Jake Gensel into 5 potential assets and players for our team, especially with first and second rounders, because first and second rounders can become NHLers a lot easier than any other rounds. But now that we are into the playoffs, we finished first in our division, meaning we're probably going to get the Carolina Hurricanes, although Boston's going to get the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to get the Washington Capitals. First round of the playoffs. Let's get to it. This is going to be fun. We're going to sim through this fairly quickly, but then again, it's the Washington Capitals. Ovi versus Sid. This is storyline, man. This is storyline. I love it. Washington's the favorite, eh? Washington's the favorite. I don't buy it. Let's see. How good is this Washington team? Because we just cooked in the regular season, so why can't we do so in the playoffs? Because they got Patty Kane? Oh, what? That's okay. That's pretty crazy. I actually quite enjoy that storyline kind of. That's pretty cool too. Okay. All right. I respect you, Washington. I mean, Backstrom's still in the lineup, so that's not entirely accurate, but don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. We're just gonna leave that be. Okay. Anyways, we're not doing calendar sim. Calendar sim is not the way to do playoffs, but what we can do is we can get into the play-by-play here. And you guys can see, it's a beautiful menu. It really genuinely is awesome. It shows injuries, even though my face cam's in the way. It shows your season matchup. We won all 4 games, so we swept the regular season. What's going to happen in the playoffs? We'll see. We don't know yet. But here we go. We're going to start it, and we're just going to sit back and let it sit. So, first period. Again, these are going to be fairly quick games. They should only take maybe a couple minutes here and there. Washington gets the first goal of the series. Dylan Strome from Martin Fehervary. And Washington power play doesn't convert anything. We head into the second. We get a goal from Andreas Janssen, unassisted. Let's go. And we're up 1-1, or we're tied 1-1. Ovi gets the goal to put Washington up 2-1. And, all right, are we going to get it back before the end of the second? We're not getting a lot of shots, only 18 shots. Okay, into the third. Still a 2-1 game. Come on, boys. Don't let them win now. Ooh, we're not getting enough shots. Pittsburgh power play. Doesn't convert. Another Pittsburgh power play. Doesn't convert. Oh, man, that's brutal. Come on. Why'd you pause? Okay. No, okay. So it takes a while right at the end, so don't expect anything to happen right at the end. But we lose the game 2-1. Go figure, Ovi scores. We don't get any scoring from Sid, which is a little bit concerning, but you know what? That's okay. Again, we're... Oh, back injury. 14 days for Brian Rust. That's not good. Okay, let's go to edit lines, because... Shoot. That was not what we wanted to see here, so what we're going to do is we're just going to throw a power line together at this point and say, screw it, you want to injure our player? We're going to try to knock you out of this series because we want him to keep playing and stay in the playoffs. So what are you going to do, Washington? You want to injure our player? We're going to come right back and injure one of yours, I guess. Maybe not. I don't actually know what happened, but... Okay, so we get into game number 2 here. Game number 2. Again, I'm only highlighting all these games because it is Washington-Pittsburgh. If we were playing against any other team, I'd hit sim, find the result, sim, find the result, and there you go. Crosby Malkin immediately connect. Rasmus Sandin does have something to say there as he spoils the... Ooh, look at that. Crosby Malkin connect again, so we're up 2-1. And Carlson was in on that too, but Sandin was spoiling the line combination there. I didn't like that. So we're out shooting them 13-10. Ooh, there we go. Chris Letang from Merkel and Carter. Ooh, Protas gets them back in the game, but Crosby makes it a 2-goal game again on the power play, no less. And, all right, we're looking pretty solid heading into the third, but I've seen more than 2-goal leads get blown in this game before. So as we continue on here, you can see the shots are coming from everywhere. Washington gets one as Patty Kane scores, and then, oh, Ovechkin, of course Ovechkin's going to score. Boys, you just... Oh, my God. It's not meant to be. Washington's going to sweep us. I just have that feeling that Washington is going to sweep us because we swept them in the regular season. Oh, man. That was not the start we wanted. Brian Rust back injury and down 2-0 on home ice. All right, well, now we have to win a game here, so come on, boys. Something. Just anything. And, alright, starting off, Washington gets like 4 minutes of power play. They don't score, but then we get scored on by Connor McMichael and Nick Backstrom. Oh, boy. What a start. Wow, boys. 9 shots against and 2 goals. Not good. Not good enough. Okay, Sid, where is it? Premium Sidney Crosby has just disappeared in the playoffs here now, which is not Sidney Crosby-esque. So, ooh. 3-0, 4-0. Oh, my God. Wow, we finally got one. Raquel, way too late. But then again, you never know. We might get a bunch in the third. I doubt it. We're 3 goals down. We need a lot of goals. Power play, Pittsburgh. Score on something. There we go. Hinostroza gets one. Okay, one more, boys. One more. Just one more. Yes, okay, Raquel, come on. One more. No, we didn't get it. I can just guarantee we didn't get it. Yeah. Down 3-0. This game hurts sometimes. I mean, any hockey game hurts, but, like, this game especially, because you just gotta sit back in pain. You can't jump in. You can't play. You can't do anything apart from, like, adjust your lines. So, if that's the case, sure, we adjust the lines, but does it really make a difference? Washington's just got the game on their side. That's just how this works. So, as we go into Game 4, it's really looking like a Washington sweep here because the game picked them as the favorites, even though they're the worst team in the regular season. But what do you say? What do you say? Are we going to get back in the series here and win 3 games straight on them? Probably not, but you never know. We get the opening goal, maybe some magic starts happening, maybe some momentum rolls. We'll see. Lots of shots for Washington. There you go. They finally get one. I'm like, there's no way we're giving up 18 shots and no goals. Like, no way. So, as we get most of the way through the second, we get up 2-1 as Carlson finally gets us a lead in this series, which hasn't happened a whole lot. Ovi takes it away yet again because Ovi's just... Dude, this game is just killing the Penguins. Not me necessarily, but the Penguins for sure. They're just like, no, die already. And that's going to be the case. They're going, yeah, Ovi, take your goal record, keep going. Playoff longevity, go. Just run with it. As the NHL's sitting there just like punching the Penguins in the head. So, I mean, hey, we get swept after sweeping them in the regular season. It's very poetic, don't you think? I mean, I think so. We didn't have anybody over a point per game in the playoffs. So yeah, that was what was that? That was just an absolute... I can't say it any other way. Our team dropped a deuce in the playoffs. That was not good. So, alright, we sim to the awards. We'll find out who wins the playoffs because we were not destined for that at all. Even though we finished third best record in the entire league. Don't ask me how. But, alright. Wow, this sim is taking forever. Okay, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to be your 2024 Cup winners. Calgary goes to the finals. Really? Calgary really went to the finals? I mean, okay. Alright. Lame, but I guess we'll take it. Jake Getzel at least gets the Cup run to losing Game 6. They go through Ottawa, Carolina, the probably New York Rangers, but it might have been the Islanders. I genuinely don't know. And Calgary to win the Cup. Hey, look at that. Tampa, Calgary, and look who walks away with the Cup again. Not the Canadian team. Okay, anyways. AHL Cleveland wins. I'm just going to spam through these unless they decide to continue glitching out. But yeah, unless you guys see anything that you want a little more clarity or clarification on, then I'm just going to spam through those. I don't think we really need to focus too much on what all the other leagues are doing. Again, we're playing with Pittsburgh. We're in the NHL. That's kind of the point. And alright, as far as the awards go this year, we're not going to do the whole award show. That's just seems like a little too much for me. So Cole Eiserman's your World Juniors MVP. That's good to know, but I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference as far as the draft goes. Celebrini should still go number 1 to whoever wins the draft lottery. I don't know who it's going to be yet. Jake DeBrusk wins the Rocket with 55 goals. That's it? Just 55? I mean, hey, we got Erik Karlsson with the Bobby Orr trophy as far as best offensive defenseman goes. So that's pretty decent. Jim Montgomery, go figure. Bruins just put up a ridiculous year. Kucherov with the Conn Smythe. And yeah, I'm really not going to focus on awards too much. You guys can see it all right here. It's nice and quick. And yeah, let's continue on here to retiring players because it's retiring players. Malkin just might be like, hey, I'm 89 nerded, but I'm 37. I quit. Like, you never know. So usually the game's pretty good as far as once players really start to drop off and hit that like 79, 78 kind of rating as like a almost 40 or like late 30-year-old, and they're like, yeah, I am going to retire. That's a good idea. So Jeff Petrie, Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel could almost be retiree, but not quite. Yes, he did win 2 cups here, but it was part of the Sid era. It was like he was definitely a complimentary piece. He wasn't one of the core pieces. Like, yes, he was great in those runs, don't get me wrong, but we're not retiring his numbers. So there you have it. And we will head to the draft lottery, see how it goes, because we're not part of the lottery this year. But I am just interested, who are the bottom feeder teams that we're kind of going to be looking at for winning this lottery this year? Because I always find the draft super intriguing. But bottom team, San Jose, Montreal, Chicago, St. Louis finished worse than I expected, and Arizona, Seattle, okay, yeah. Philly was a bit higher than I thought, but again, all good. Calgary finished 7th best. So we're going to have, what, pick 25, 26, somewhere around there. It might even be 20, or it might even be 31, but I don't think the picks move like that very often, so. All right, let's start the lottery and see who's going to move. Nobody so far. And there you go, St. Louis is down 1, so who is it, pick 5? Pick 5 was, I'm blanking, I don't know who it was. Chicago gets the 4th pick. Ooh, it was Arizona, I think. Yeah, it was definitely Arizona. And San Jose will win the Macklin Celebrini sweepstakes. Arizona slides up 3 spots, though, so all those other teams should be mad and Arizona should be happy. So there you go. That's your lottery. And honestly, I think we are going to get to the draft this episode. We're going to go through that quickly and we'll start the next episode with contract extensions because we are pushing about an hour here. And I know you guys don't super enjoy when I take like too long with these videos, so yeah. Anyways, I don't want these series or these videos to be super drag out, kind of long videos, but as far as this draft goes, I think we got a good shot at Brandzik Nygaard. Apart from that, well, actually, we could get Emil Vinny too. I think an elite goalie probably would be a good idea. I know he's elite because I've edited his rating as the best goalie in this draft, so we're going to take a look at him for sure. And we got some second-round picks too, so like this Brock guy we'll probably look at. Volue more than likely will try to take a stab at if we get a chance. Aguirre's probably not bad. Again, we're kind of just going more so off of this rating than anything else as far as the potential overall. But the draft gets a little glitchy at times, so you guys are going to just have to bear with me because it can be a bit of an annoyance. But yeah, we're just going to jump right into this. I'm not really going to do too much extra scouting. And then the last round's going to be brutal because there's no potential overall, so we're just going to be picking blind there pretty much. Actually, I do have one player where I know he's usually a bit of a go-to, and we can turn him into a decent pick if he develops, so yeah, we'll take a look at that. But anyways, let's get to the draft. And again, this is also the first draft. Like, we're going to have tons of drafts where we just get like bad players in the last like 4 rounds kind of thing. But where did our picks land? That is the real question. We got pick 31, 33, and yeah, I mean, that San Jose pick was a late first, quite literally, but the Calgary pick really wasn't. We're going to have to turn that into something good if we're actually going to make the return back on Jake Getzel. So, as we sit here and simulate, because it's going to take a hot minute, pray that Emil Vinny's on the board, and he's 2 picks out of our reach. Of course he is, because why would we be allowed to get a good goalie in the first draft? Not allowed. So anyways, sorry, I'm trying to make some humor out of it. And with our first pick then, who are we going with? Who is this guy? Alejandro Brock. That is a great name. We might just have to draft him based on that name. Apart from that, oh no, we'll go Ivan Drago first, but I think we are going to get more defensemen in this draft than forwards, if I'm being completely honest. Not that our defensive prospect pool necessarily sucks, I just feel like there's probably more good defensemen in this draft class. So, Tampa will get pick 32. They are going to take, I don't know who. Doesn't really matter who they take, I guess. Unless it's Alejandro Brock, which I don't see them going that far off the board for him, but you never know. Okay, and apparently they're taking their time, so we're going to simulate a head 1 pick. And they take Olsen, so they take another goalie. So lots of goalies just flying off the board here, apparently. Next pick, I'm going to go with... Yeah, we're going Alejandro Brock here. He's probably going to be a high top 6 defenseman, but if he's high top 4, then that's absolutely worth the pick. And he is high top 6. Okay, so not spectacular, but also not that bad either. So, all right, we'll go over to our next pick, which is like 58, I think. Something around there. Chris Letang-esque number. Give or take. I don't actually know exactly what the pick number is, and the game is slow because it's the draft, and the draft processes a lot of information compared to the rest of the game, so today would be nice. There we go. Okay, so for our next pick, we just missed out on Volyu, but that is okay. As you can see, whoa, Levshinov fell to 12. I did not realize that. That is crazy. I really genuinely thought he would be higher up than that. Sam Dickinson fell to 19th. Are you kidding me? Wow. This is what I'm talking about, guys. The draft never fails to surprise me because players just end up not where you expect them to be. Oh, he could have taken Franstrom or Kennens. Both would have been really decent potential prospects. I know it's poor motivation as far as the dark red goes for the player's kind of potential, but poor versus low, I have found, doesn't really make much of a difference in this game. So next up, I think we might go for one of the highest rated players on the board here as far as Forbes goes, and he'll probably be a top 9, knowing our luck, but you never know. I am just interested where, because I kind of want to take this Donstov guy as well. Yeah, we're probably going to go with Donstov. Because where's our next pick after 58? 62? Okay. No, so we can... I think we've got a chance at Donstov for sure. Again, we've got late second round picks here. So, all right. First pick of this round, we'll go with Forbes. And he is a right wing power forward. We know that for sure. He's 63 rated, more than likely. And he is top 9. Okay, so poor top 9. Not great as far as our draft quality goes so far. Probably should have taken Grenier instead, because at least he'd be low top 9. But, like, we'll see. So we're going to move, like, 5 picks difference here. Grenier might still be on the board. Oh, Ranta would have been a nice pick. Ranta would have been a really nice pick. Okay, so we're not doing great as far as our drafting goes so far. We're not doing horrendous either, but definitely could have gone a little bit better in the first couple rounds here. So next pick, I could go with Grenier. Am I going to? Am I going to make the safe 65 overall prospect pick? Probably not. Probably going to go with these two guys down here instead because the potential is just a touch higher. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. So I know we've already taken quite a few defensemen, but we're going to take another one because it never hurts to have a very structurally sound defensive core on your team. I bet you this Wallen guy is just going to be like crazy good at 62. I bet you he's like high top 6. So we'll take Steve Tran here. I'm hoping he's top 4, and he is indeed. All right, so we get 2 top 4 defensive defensemen, which is very good because those guys are the type of guys that win you championships. And Fortier Gendron goes to Toronto. Do we dare? You know, if I take this guy, wherever he is, if I take this guy in Wallen, he's probably going to be a... What do you call it? Oh, he's tiny. Never mind, we're not going to take him because he's probably going to be high top 6 and he's going to be 5'8" and never grow and then have a bunch of injuries. So we will take Donstov. Even if he's 5'8", at least he's a sniper and not a two-way forward. He is 5'8". Go figure. But he seems like a pretty decent sniper, so we're going to take him because we could use a little more offensive flair in our prospect pool. Put up 58 points in 68 games, and he's top 9. Again, low top 9 this time, but still top 9. All right, over to we make decent picks. Like, our defense has been better than our offense, but the offense will come. You just gotta give it a little bit of time. Usually there are more offensively skilled players than defensively skilled players in the draft, so again, can't complain. This Fisher guy's still available. He's interesting. Alright, let's see what has happened here in the draft as we attempt to sim down. Alright, so that was our last pick, second last pick in Tran. And we got Donstov and oh no, that was Lindqvist. Okay, so Lindqvist wasn't anything special. There was some other top 9 kind of guys, like, Kramer was a high top 9, interesting. Berthaud was medium, okay, Wallen, go figure, high depth, kind of guessed that one. Petre is nice. Ooh, McDonald looks very nice. Ekstrom is a great pick there by Seattle as a low starter. Okay, so yeah, some pretty decent prospects that we absolutely whiffed or just fully missed on. Are we going to get to make our pick? Apparently. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, for this next pick, I'm going to go with this guy. This goalie, Kutikin, I believe is how you say that. Am I reading it right? Cutikin? Is it Cutikin? It's Cutikin. What's his first name? Dennis Cutikin. But you gotta say it like Russian, because he's Russian. So, Dennis Cutikin is also nice, a low starter. So that's actually probably one of the best picks of this entire draft for us at 126th overall. We'll take it where we can get it, I guess, because, that first part of the draft wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I guess I'm hiding it behind my face cam, but wasn't great, but wasn't bad. So, we will head over to the next pick. Sit back, let it just freeze for you guys here real quick, because you can see that's what happens in this game sometimes. So, holy moly, white screen all over the place. We've seen all these picks already, no? Yes, we have. Come on. Okay, so Ekstrom was like a decent pick, but then we made a really good pick at 126 there. Oh my god. 64 overall at 126. We could have taken Fisher. Fisher probably would have been a great pick too, but then we wouldn't have gotten the shot at Cutikin. Cutikin? I'm struggling. I'm gonna call him Cutikin. That's how it's gonna come off. Cutikin. Cutikin? I'm struggling with it. You guys are going to have to help me out with that pronunciation, because I genuinely don't know how we're supposed to say it. So, over to, I guess we're going with really the last kind of potential overall player on the board, apart from I'm just going to be looking at names and going, I think this guy's good, because because I've played this roster enough times that I know Brandon Yag, however you say his name, is decent. But apart from that, there's I really don't know anybody else. So, alright, if we are allowed to scroll up here, we're going to take Humphrey. What's his first name? Andrew Humphrey. Please be top 6, that'd be great. Did we draft him? We did. Alright, and he's a low top 9 as well, so slow and steady wins the race. You know what? I'm going to slap... Whoa, okay. We did not mean to do that. I meant to do this. Slap my face cam over onto the black bar here, because that makes sense, even though I am kind of turned one way or the other here. I guess, okay, this can work too. So, now you can actually see my whole prospect pool kind of set up, which I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, low is actually better. Go figure. Okay, so we'll simulate ahead a little bit further to pick 190, and at pick 190, I have no clue who we're taking. I just want to see who else was drafted. Alright, so we still got 2 picks left here. We got 190 and then 222. No, I would not like to trade for that pick. I'd like to see who got drafted before that pick. Okay. Shatan. Actually, not a bad pick from Dallas at all. But apart from that, yeah, there wasn't much. There was literally like our 3 picks right in there. Yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, Hughes was decent. Lutner was decent, but I'm actually quite happy with what we got so far in this draft. It's nothing special. We didn't get any elite talents or really top-end players, but we got a lot of prospect pool depth, which I think is going to make a difference. So, for the last pick, I am going with Braden Yegg, but I don't know who we're taking here. I am genuinely searching for something that stands out for me with a player or prospect. Odds that this guy's any good? Probably none, but you never know. Thea Rain. That's an interesting name. So, I think we're going to go with Koski Ranta here, because at least he's going to be 63 rated. He was 1.14 points per game in the DEL, which is maybe decent. And he is top 9. Okay, that's actually like the best forward we drafted today. So that's pretty sad, but that's actually genuinely what we're looking at here. So yeah, he was the best forward we drafted today, and he was 190th overall. Ooh, okay. So yeah, that's that happened. We picked probably the best player out of this draft for us, at least, apart from the goalie, because Kirikin is going to be good. But yeah, apart from that, Koski Ranta might actually be one of the best players we draft. 63 overall already at 18. Medium top 9 potential is actually pretty decent in this game. It's not like crazy good, but it's good. It's good enough. So, no, that's genuinely a decent pick. Jerry Koski Ranta. Yeah, I could see him being like our 3rd line center in the future. That would be pretty cool, actually. So, anyways, for our last pick here, we're absolutely going with Braden Yegg. Okay, so for this last pick here, funny enough, there's a little Easter egg, Taro Sugimoto, in here. If you guys don't know the story of Taro Sugimoto, go look it up, because it is hilarious as far as what actually happened and why the name Taro Sugimoto is legendary. Let me pick. Please, let me pick my player. I just want to get Braden Yegg, because I think he's got top 9 potential. I don't know for sure, but I think he has top 9 potential. So, is it Braden? Hello? Brady Yegg. My apologies. Brady Yegg. And he has top 9. He's 40 overall. I doubt he develops, but you never know. So, that is it for this draft. Not a bad first draft, but also nothing special, as far as you can see here from the overall kind of potential and ratings. Like, we got probably 2 defensemen for the future in Tran and Drago. But apart from that, Brock was Brock will probably make the NHL at some point too. Forbes could have been better. Donstov could have been better. Kutikin or Kutikin? I'm going to say Kutikin. Dennis Kutikin could have been better, not could have been better, was probably the best pick of our entire draft at 64 overall. And then Koski Ranta was actually a really solid kind of later end 190th overall 6th round pick. So, alright, this draft is pretty much done. Yep, and there you go. That is it for the draft. So, not a bad draft. We will go and look at it a little bit further in the next episode, but yeah, that is where we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to exit out here, back to the main menu, and that is where we're going to cut it for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to go down below, show your support with a like, subscription, and notification, and of course, leave comments, because any comment pretty much that gets on this video that's regarding the Penguins rebuild coming up here, and players as far as like, oh, look at this player because he's a good player coming up, or this player, that player, whatever, leave those in the comments, because we're hopefully going to be rebuilding the Penguins in a fairly speedy fashion once Crosby and Malkin retire. So, alright, this draft is pretty much done. Yep, and there you go. That is it for the draft. Not a bad draft. We will go and look at it a little bit further in the next episode, but yeah, that is where we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to exit out here, back to the main menu, and that is where we're going to cut it for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to go down below, show your support with a like, subscription, and notification, and of course, leave comments, because any comment pretty much that gets on this video that's regarding the Penguins rebuild coming up here, and players as far as like, oh, look at this player because he's a good player coming up, or this player, that player, whatever, leave those in the comments, because we're hopefully going to be rebuilding the Penguins in a fairly speedy fashion once Crosby and Malkin retire. So that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Etanyos signing out, and until next time.